Senator Vincent Palestina, Assembly members Don Guardian, and Assemblywoman Claire Swift. I'm not going to read the names of the other members of the Assembly because there's too many, which tells you a lot. This is for both of you. But I will say, in the case of Mr. Santiago, I'm going to read the whereases, a lot of whereases. Okay. First being, whereas Pablo Santiago served in the United States Marine Corps from 1984 to 1989. Semper Fi. Whereas Pablo Santiago worked in the casino industry for 11 years, rising to the position of Director of Marketing for Tropicana. That's pretty damn good. Just 11 years.
Not bad for a Puerto Rican kid.
Well done, man. Whereas Pablo Santiago moved to Pleasantville in 2007 and has served on both the zoning and planning boards, and whereas Pablo Santiago, also a member of the Pleasantville Housing Authority, and acts as its vice chairman still. Correct. Yes. Whereas the legislators of the New Jersey 2nd District and our constituents are proud to recognize Pablo Santiago and the important contributions he has made to the city of Pleasantville and Atlantic County, and now therefore be it known to all that the undersigned hereby honor Pablo Santiago 2022 Latino Pride Award. Welcome.
El más plomero, amigo.
My buddy Juan.
That's right.
Latino Pride Award, being a serious building our future together. The society pays April 20, 2022. Give it up for Pablo Santiago.
I want to thank George and the society page for always being in my corner, supporting me in anything that I do. Whenever I run for office, whenever I get involved in any endeavor, I want to thank my wife and my kids, my daughter, for always having my back and always being there through thick and thin, of course. And I have a couple friends here. Juan, JP's always been behind me, my buddy, and my buddy Team 9 over there. These guys are business owners as well, and we all work together to uplift people of color as well in the community, in Pleasantville, in Atlantic City, and we're hopefully continuing to do that in the future. Team 9 wants me to move to Atlantic City and run for mayor there. I refuse.
I support you.
I like Pleasantville. I like where I'm at. There's no reason for me to go anywhere else. And I sat on I was the right-hand man of Wick Ward on the board. Judy Ward, Mayor Judy Ward's husband, and we had good times and we did our job to the best of our abilities. And I'm sure he's still, kicking butt on that board. And Judy's doing a great job here in the city. So we want to thank people like that as well that will always dedicate themselves and their service to this town. I'm getting choked up because I'm thinking about my mother.
Okay, Bobby.
The chief, congratulations to you as well, because I don't know if I'll get a chance because we're going to be busy eating and talking later, but to you. And and you're not as old as you think you are. I'm right behind you a couple years. But he's got his mother sitting next to me, and I had my mother. Always saying to me, if a man on the moon can get on the moon, you can do it too.
Yes.
Always in my corner saying, even when I ran for office and didn't win, she was like, I'll bankrupt myself to make sure that you have enough money to run for office again. Because you can do it. You're a good man and you can do it. And I just started thinking about that, standing up here, because I dedicate this to her and to a man named Lincoln Green who wouldn't stop bothering me to get involved. In 2008, when I was cutting my grass on Tremont Avenue, he pulled up and said, I seen you over at the neighborhood watch talking. You need to come and join the Democratic Club. And that's the reason I'm here. This is for you guys.
Yeah, good job.
there are many different ways in which to serve. And Chief Williams has served in probably one of the most difficult jobs that has ever been created in our human society. I don't know how anybody does it, but the ones who do it well, they do it for a reason, for the right reasons, ought to be honored, not just tonight. They ought to be honored every single day that they're out putting that uniform on, putting the badge on, putting the holster on, and going out to protect the community. And this is another example of a case of a gentleman who has served his community well and ably and honorably. And this is the least that we can do to honor him as a person, as a leader, as a role model in the community. So I'm proud to read this commendation on your behalf, Chief. And again, it comes from Senator Paulsina and Assembly members Guardian and Swift. Whereas Chief Williams is a lifelong resident of Atlantic County, having graduated from the original Pleasantville High School. Now that dates you, I have to tell you. You look really young, but come on. Original Pleasantville High School?
84.
In 84. And whereas Chief Williams began his law enforcement career with the Pleasantville Police Department in 1999, and whereas Chief Williams was assigned to the Criminal Investigations Unit in April 2003, where he spent the next 10 years investigating a variety of crimes and was a member of the Narcotics Enforcement Team, NET, and whereas Chief Williams continued to climb the ranks holding positions such as Patrol Lieutenant, Administrative Lieutenant, Administrative Captain, Deputy Chief, Acting Chief of Police, and then officially promoted to Chief of Police in March 2022, just a month ago. How about that? And whereas Chief Williams additionally serves on the Coalition for Safe Communities and Jewish Family Service Advisory Board, also as the Commissioner for the City of Pleasantville and the COO for the Pleasantville Police Foundation. Whereas the legislators of New Jersey's 2nd District and our constituents are proud to recognize the inspiring career of Chief James Williams and the important contributions he has made and will make to the City of Pleasantville and Atlantic County, and now therefore be it known to all that the undersigned hereby honor Chief James Williams 2022 Appreciation Prize Awards.
In 1989, I transferred from Cumberland County to Atlantic County in my law enforcement career. And I came in with the purpose of working narcotic enforcement. And I was full of energy, I was a young guy, ready to rock and roll. And my supervisor says, hold your horses. You gotta learn a few things first. I want you to go down there and work with these guys at Pleasantville Police Department. Like, Pleasantville, what are you kidding me? Why would I have to do that? You know, a county detective? He said, no, you're gonna go down there. At the time, I believe the chief was the former mayor, Ralph Peterson. The captain of detectives was Paul Moore. In the detective bureau, I call them the two Kellys. It was Walt Kelly and Coleman, and a young detective named Louis Ruiz. And so these guys spent so much time teaching me so much about law enforcement and working with communities and getting to talk to people. And it was about making connections, and that's how the intelligence developed. And over time, I got to see young officers come on board and develop their careers. And I remember something that we're fast forwarding a little bit in the future. There's a new detective in the bureau. His name is Rocky Melendez. And he says, hey, before we go out, let me talk to this patrolman. He's really on a ball. And it was Skip Williams. And so he came in and started telling us all this stuff about the things we were going to work on. And that guy's pretty sharp. And over time, I had the pleasure of seeing him rise in his career and eventually be in that detective bureau. And then eventually rising in rank. And it's so wonderful when you know a good officer who gets it, who understands that the community is about service. You're not policing people. That's not what we do. We serve. And he exemplifies that. And I'm so honored. I've been all over this district, and this is a huge district today. And I was in Avalon when I got the call from George. Hey, don't forget to come to Pleasantville. No, I didn't forget. We're going to do it. I'm a trial lawyer and a politician. You know I can talk. It was the shortest speech I ever gave in my life, and about 85 miles up the. I'm just kidding. 83 now. So I'm happy to be here. I'm honored to be here. And Chief, I wanted to honor you with this. It's inscribed, presented to Chief James M. Williams. We know him as Skip. Appreciation Award, Diner Series, Building Our Future Together, the Society page, April 20th, 2022. It doesn't capture, I think, the appreciation that we truly have for you, but it's a good start. And good luck with your career, sir.
Society page. He really got me with this one right here because I had no idea, that this was coming. And then when I got here, and saw some of the people that were here, he got me good, calling my wife and everything like that. So. Good one, George. But my mother right here, I want to introduce my mother, Marianne. My wife, Luby, right here. They're my two girls. They're the ones that keep me going. Pablo, I understand where you're coming from when you're talking about your mom, because my dad was a sheriff's officer when I was a kid. So rising to the level that I am right now, and my father, James M. Williams Jr. I'm the third. My son's the fourth. And not having him here to share that with, I do have my moments. I won't have it now, but I do understand, But I'm really grateful to be here and accept these awards and this recognition. I've worked really hard, for the city of Pleasantville. 23 years I've been here now. I do have a great mayor, Mayor Judy Ward right there. She supports me, with things that I'm trying to do in the police department. Ms. Peyton. She's going to be here with me. We were like this side by side, So, I'm really happy. I'm in a good place right now, as the chief of police. One of the things that I learned early on, coming up through my career is, I just always tried to be as honest as I could, and do the right thing. And I think that's what got me here and working hard. And, I'm going to continue to do that until the day I retire. I do want to recognize, a couple other people. Captain Warren Howes right there. That's my right-hand man right now. I rely on him a lot, so, he's getting a break right now because he's sitting there getting ready to eat, but at work, I'm always in his office, The person that's trying to hide behind his wife there in the red shirt, Officer Damon Potts, I'm not his boss, for the record. Great guy, me and Cayman go back since we were kids. So, again, thank everyone for coming out supporting us, for this. I'm really honored, and I appreciate it. Thank you.